Oh, hi! I'm back again. Oh, I'm feeling ballsy today. I'm feeling ballsy. I'm doing 2 Facebook Live videos, totally unannounced, unprepared. I have lines because of my glasses, so I look like an old woman. Yeah, so welcome to my humble abode, aka my studio downstairs basement. I'm gonna quickly make another turtle. I'm gonna try and go as fast as I can. I wasn't sure how much time I had left for to go pick up my daughter from school and then go pick up my son, but I do have time. So I'm gonna I'm trying to grow my business here, trying to push myself out of my comfort zone. So why not just throw myself into a live video and show you guys how I make turtles. And I think I'm actually going to make a galaxy turtle because I'm feeling like really ballsy. Now this one is not going to be perfect because it does take a lot of time, and I'm trying to keep this short and sweet, but for anybody that's looking to start creating and get into lampworking, I hope that this can be helpful because I am self-taught. I do not know the proper way, I guess, and it took me a lot of trial and error to get going here. So anyways, I'm going to be doing a live video. Hi, Auntie Sarah! Hi! Oh my, someone's watching me! Yes! I am a watcher! Anyways, just give me a minute because I had to try and hook my tripod up. So I'm going to set it up to the glass. Let's see. Oh, there's my wall. Hello, wall. Very prepared here. This is very prepared, as you can see. And, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm not sure what's going on there. Oh, okay, here we go. Hi, Auntie Sarah. Bear with me, Auntie Sarah. I'm trying to set this up. I mean, thank God for tripods though, like for real. Okay. I think that's a pretty good shot of my flame and what I'm trying to do here. You know what I'm gonna do? Listen, I'm so prepared, guys. I'm just gonna shove all this stuff out of the way. Okay. Can you see this? Alright, so this, I love this. This is my, it's a marble mauve, wow. Anyways, this is a marble former, but it's perfect for making spheres, obviously. So, alright, hopefully that is in the picture. And here we go. It's not going to be perfect because I am not perfect. I am just a learner. But listen, I'm trying to grow my business here, people. I'm trying to push myself out of my comfort zone. And I think that is a pretty decent picture. Okay, so here we go. Let's do this. Chopstick. You do not, and you need your glasses on. You need your, well, you don't, but I do. I start off with a stainless steel chopstick, and like I said before, I got these off of Amazon. I bought them in bulk. They don't last long because they do tend to burn, but as long as you, I mean, keep an eye on it and don't hey, I'm gonna heat this up and watch it go up in flames, you're gonna end up being able to use it for a long time. I mean, I bought in bulk when I first started, and I haven't had to buy anymore. So now I'm gonna make a galaxy turtle. So I know that I'm heating up the stainless steel chopstick, but to make a galaxy turtle, I actually don't need the stainless steel chopstick yet. Hey, there we go, 101. Now, I am going to use a piece of clear glass, and I'm totally prepared for this because I like to do things on a whim. So I'm going into my stash, and I'm getting a brand new piece of clear glass rod. So I don't know how many millimeters this is exactly. I want to say it's like a 5, 6, or 7. You can get them in all sorts of different colors, obviously, and sizes. This is the size I like to work with. The glass I like to use, the clear glass I like to use, is called Euroburrows, I believe. It starts with a U. It's like Euroburrows is what it sounds like. or what it looks like it sounds like. I am not a professional though, so I don't really know the exact name, the technical term. I'm very prepared here, guys, as you can see. I'm like setting up as I'm doing this. All right, so I have my marvers here. I need these because that is what I put the glass on, and I like to make sure that they're wiped off, because sometimes you get broken little bits of glass on the marvers, and if you get dust of any color, especially when you're working with clear, that's gonna show up inside of your clear. So just to do a galaxy turtle, I start off with these stringers. This stringer is actually, it's a color called silver. It's a 104 color, and these stringers, I add transparent colors to them to give them a almost like a glowing look. I usually use blue and green and some purple, and you can't really see it on the stringer here, this little tiny stringer. However, you can see it on in the turtle itself when it's done. So when I first started making glass, all I wanted to make were galaxies and vortexes, and I'm gonna actually turn up this flame here to get the ball rolling, because it's kind of taken a little bit of time. All I wanted to make when I first started were galaxies and vortexes. Like, I was so excited to make them. I wanted to make those and implosion pendants just all day long. So I found a way to do it with soft glass, which you normally don't see, because a lot of the glass galaxies that you see in the glass vortexes are usually blown pendants and made with borosilicate, aka hard glass, and you just don't see a lot of soft glass. So if you're looking for a way to make a galaxy with soft glass, this is perfect for you. I just am going to be turning this galaxy into a turtle shell and then into a turtle, because I love the turtles. They make me happy, and I hope that you can get some use out of this. So I'm making a gather here, also called a blob. That's what I like to call it. And like I said before, glass just naturally wants to turn into a sphere, similar to the building blocks of life, atoms. So I'm getting a blob. I'm trying to keep it turning and even, because if I stop turning this blob, it's going to fall off and end up on my table, and it will not even be again. So to start, this is called making a Maria, which you probably cannot see because of but I'll pull this up here. So I'm taking this blob and I'm flattening it out, but I'm not pushing it, I'm just letting it fall so that it ends up looking like that. And I'm still keeping it turned if I bring it on its side, because if I do not, it's going to end up flopping over, and that will make for a very sad turtle. So what I like to do when I'm making a galaxy, this is called dichroic glass. This glass is actually very expensive. If you can see it here, it's hard to tell. So this glass is a little pricey, but well worth it, because it adds sparkle to your work. And you can't just go and put glitter in this glass right now. It'll burn. It'll just burn. Dichroic glass, actually, from what I know, and I am not an expert, dichroic glass is basically just a mixture of metals in the glass. So I also have this here. This is my hood vent. This is my vent that Craig made for me, so that I can have all the nasty chemicals sucked up and away, so I don't have to worry about that. And I just like to put a few little dots when I'm starting of this dichroic glass, aka sparkle. There's lots of different kinds. So this here, I don't know if you can see it in the light, but it's a corkscrew pattern. There's many different kinds. I'm doing a crinkle right now just to add a little bit of sparkle, and I'm just going to work this in. So usually I'm quiet when I'm making this. I'm not talking. I'm trying to be as instructional as possible, because like I said before, I'm trying to grow my business. I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone. I'm like, I don't want to call myself a hermit, but I think I could work very well as a hermit. So now I'm just going to put some dots, and you can make any sort of design on here. Sometimes I like to make it very symmetrical. Other times I just like to put them wherever, make them all different sizes, especially when I know that I'm just going to end up turning them. So again, I use that silver, it's called silver, the glass rod is called silver, and I made a stringer out of it, and that's what I'm using, and it gives it that galactic look. So I am rolling this here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it once I get it where I like it, and I'm going to put it on the marver, and that makes it flush with the back. So now I'm doing this as quickly as I can because honestly it can be so tedious if you were just watching me make like a piece. But this here is going to be a very quick one, so it's probably not going to come out as detailed as you would think. So now I take this, I'm heating this up, and I'm swirling it. Bam! Wow, that was actually not too bad for a quick one. And now I am imploding this, as I like to say. Technical term, not really sure. I'm trying to keep this blob as even as possible because that is going to affect the outcome. And again, I take my marver, my little marble marver, and I almost like do like like half a marble, you know, because I'm trying to get whatever I just made, that design I just did, whatever it might be, trying to get it pushed up there, and so that it stands out. And this takes a couple tries to get it where you want to. So I'm gonna, you know, heat this up like this, and then I flatten it out again. And when I flatten it out, I can usually see the shape that it's making. It's hard to tell there, but you can kind of see the shape there. The color, if the color's right. I'm gonna heat up, and I'm just trying to heat up just the little outer edge here. This is the monotonous part I was talking about. So hey, let me know in the comments whether you're watching this live, which I mean, I assume that no one's really watching this live. I mean, you probably all have normal day jobs and whatnot. But if you're watching this at another time, let me know in the comments if you want to see more videos like this, and if there's something specific that you'd like to see me make. I'd love to do another Facebook Live video and show you. I mean, why not? Maybe I won't talk as much. Maybe I'll find a way that I can put it on the live, but I can still look at it so that I can answer questions. That would be cool, huh? Like a live tutorial. So, as I said before, if you're just starting out with lampworking, hey, that's cool. You're going to end up making a lot of blobs. Don't give up, okay? It looks easy, and then you go to do it, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. It's taken me thousands of hours. I'm not even exaggerating, thousands of hours to be able to make just simple things. And honestly, I'm not even the best that there is out there. There are so many other people that are way more talented, but I'm me. I do my things the way that I, learn to do them. And, they're a little different. Not exactly the same. So what I like to do for my galaxies is I like to put black on as the backing, and the backing is this. So I'm making this in like the reverse side, you're going to see. Now, I'm heating up this black, but really what I want to do is I want to put a little bit more dichroic glass in there, because it just doesn't look like a whole lot. And even though dichroic glass is a little pricey, the look and it's just the sparkle that it gives, is so much. So I have to be very careful with this because it will crack. It's very sensitive. And you buy, I mean, these are not cheap, so I have to be very selective here. And what you do is, this part is actually where the film is, the dichroic glass film. This is just clear. I want to make sure that I put this dichroic glass, the film, in contact with the glass so that the clear will cover it up and seal it in. If you don't do that, the metals in the dichroic glass, which make the sparkle, is going to burn off. So even though I'm not even supposed to be using this tool, but it was there, it's available. That's what I'm doing. So now I'm gonna put that on, and it cracked a little bit, but that's okay because I'm just gonna push it on and I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna make it work because that's what we do, whether it's a Facebook Live video or not. I'm just gonna kind of work that around a little bit. All right, so it's not perfect, but nothing I make really is. I mean, a lot of my first work, I look back on it and I have most of it saved, like that I didn't sell. And it took a very long time to make anything that I was proud of. I used to be such a perfectionist with everything, honestly, everything in my life, that when you're a perfectionist, it can take a very long time to get confident because you're constantly comparing yourself to other people. And once I stopped comparing myself to other people, which I say stopped, once I started realizing that I was comparing myself to other people and made a mental note of it and tried to overcome that every time I was aware, then that's really when the magic started to happen. When I started to just explore things on my own and not say, oh, well, so-and-so made that, and oh my gosh, it looks so pretty, and I wish I could make things like that. I make what I make. I actually remember when I first started, people would ask me, oh, well, can you make that, but can you make it bigger? Can you make it bigger? Do you make bigger pieces? And I will occasionally make larger pieces, and when I say larger, I mean like 3 inches, which is not that large in the glass world if you think about it. And now I just say, you know what, I really don't enjoy making larger pieces. It's not that I can, it's just that I don't enjoy it. I like making smaller things. So now I'm heating up black here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the black over the dichroic glass, not only to help seal it in there even more so that it doesn't burn off in the flame, so that it will stay sparkly, but also because when I put this black over it and then I look through the lens right here, I'm going to see, it's going to have a background. I'm going to see the dichroic glass, I'm going to see the spiral of the galaxy that I made, and I like to put just a blob right here. I like to heat up that blob, and once I get it heated up to, I just warm it up as much as I think is right. And like I said, trial and error, you're not going to get it perfect every time. I then take the marver and I flatten it. Now that's not a perfect flatten, but I can make it work. So now I'm just heating up the very base of this because I don't want my clear to get super floppy. If it gets super floppy, it's going to mess up my whole design, and that makes for a very sad turtle. And like I said, I'm making a galaxy turtle. So I'm going to flatten this out again, and you can maybe see now that we have a little spiral going on there. Like I said, not my favorite piece, obviously, because I'm kind of rushing here. Normally I take a lot of time to, I don't want to say perfect things, because I don't perfect things. It's very hard to make perfect things with glass, but I take a lot of time to make it how I intended it. There you go. That's a good way to put it. I take a lot of time to make it how I intended it. But I have to say, for as quickly as I've done this, because I usually don't do them so quickly, this one is pretty cool. So now I have the shell of the turtle. Now, I started off this video heating up a stainless steel chopstick, and I'm bringing that stainless steel chopstick back, and I'm heating it up away from my my galaxy implosion, because I don't want any of the caca that's coming off of this stainless steel chopstick to infect my clear glass. I speak of it like it's a disease or something, but really it is, I know from working with things so much and having so much ruined that it's a possibility, and I am not willing to take that chance. So once I heat that up, I'm going to heat up the base, and I'm going to try and get it as directly in the center as I can, and just give it a little push, and now it's in, and it feels good. I like it. So now I'm going to heat up right around the base of the rod and the tip of the implosion to get the rod off, because now I have a handle. So now I have this handle that I can use, and there's many times when I was learning glass that you just want to touch the glass. You feel, it's almost like, it's like molding and it's like painting, except with molten glass. You want to touch it. You're so used to being able to, if there's an imperfection, or if there's something that you want to adjust or fix, you're just used to taking your hands and fixing it. But for everything that you do with glass, you need a tool. You need a tool to do it. So I have to get this nub off. So I'm going to take my tweezers and I'm just going to pluck the nub. I'm going to pluck the nub again. And I like to look at the glass and make sure that there's no dirt in it, as I would say, any speckles. Clear glass can get dirty, but I think I kept a pretty clean station here while I was creating it. So now I'm just flame working that nub so that I can have a nice clear lens to look at the galaxy. And I'm holding it down like this so I can have it all just kind of come evenly, but not keeping it out of the flame too long, because if I do, it will crack for sure. So I don't know if you can see this now, but I do have a little bit of a galaxy there. Still turning it because we want to keep it even. And yeah, I mean, not bad, I have to say. I mean, it's not bad for as quickly as I did that. So on the fly now, I'm going to come up with a color for this turtle. And let's see, I didn't really have anything prepared. So, you know what? Let's do this. Here we go. Bam. Now I'm really challenging myself. This color here is a cracker. This color loves to crack, but this color is beautiful. So I'm going to slowly introduce it into the flame as I am turning my galaxy shell, because I don't want my galaxy shell to get too hot or too cold on one side. I want to keep it even. And I have to be careful with this color blue here while I'm introducing it into the flame, because like I said, it likes to crack, and on top of that, it likes to burn. So burn means it gets a little bubbly, and it's okay. I mean, some of my turtles end up with the bubbles in it, and that's not a horrible thing. So heating it very slowly is key, but this color blue, I mean, look at that color blue. It's so beautiful. It's worth the extra time it takes to heat it up. I mean, this one's going to be bubbly anyways. It gets just a little bubbly. I don't want to. It's not burnt bubbly. It's just the way that the glass is. And the more familiar that you get with colors and types of glass, the more comfortable you'll be. Because I know, like, for example, yellow. If I use yellow, yellow likes to burn. Yellow will burn fast. So you have to do it you have to use it on the flame, introduce it very slowly. If you don't introduce it very slowly, you're gonna end up with a burnt yellow, and it doesn't look nice. It looks ugly. I mean, there's other things too. So when I first started, I bought glass I bought recycled glass essentially off of eBay. I bought nubs because glass was so expensive. I was like, oh, well, what? I mean, I'm just going to be testing with it, really. And I bought like like 3 pounds of like nubs or something off of some eBay seller, and that was pretty cool because that glass was not horrible. So now I'm putting on the head. Now that I made the head, and I'm going as slow as I can because I don't want this blob to come down on the shell, because that would just totally like ruin all that time I spent. So now I like to focus on getting this head just perfect, because the head is really, I mean, the shell's cool, but I mean the head is his like face and his eyes and his mouth and his like, that's how he looks at you. So I take my old trusty thing here. So anyway, so when I started off with recycled glass, with, you know, used glass, essentially nubs that I had to like separate myself and try to keep the colors together. And I also bought very cheap, inexpensive glass from a place on Amazon, and I'm trying to think of it. I don't want to say it was Delphi, but it could be Delphi or something along those lines. And I don't want to say, I mean, I say cheap, but their glass isn't inexpensive. It's very inexpensive. However, a lot of it is hand pulled and handmade, and because you get what you pay for, essentially. That glass was not the best glass to learn with, or maybe it was like a blessing in disguise, because it cracked so easily. I mean, I would literally, I'd have it right here and it'd be like popping, and I was like, ah! So there was just shards of glass everywhere. Yeah, just like that. So now I got a little turtle head. I usually don't make my turtle heads this long. I don't really like my turtle heads super long, so I'm actually going to flatten his head a little bit and then melt it down so that I can form it into a little bit of a stubbier head. But every turtle's different. I mean, honestly, even if I try to make the same turtle twice, I don't think I can do it. So I'm using my trusty old knife, which is a stainless steel, like really old crappy knife here that I think my dad brought over with pie one day, and I kept it, which I don't know why he was using this to cut pie, but whatever. Oh, I'm looking at my, I see someone's talking to me. Hi, Maria. Hi. I don't know what you're saying. I can just see that you messaged, and hey, thanks for getting in touch with me. I'm so excited. Somebody's watching me. Yay. Anyway, so back to my little turtle guy here, so now I have his head, and I'm going to lower the temperature. I'm going to lower my flame. I'm going to get my white stringer, my very thin white stringer, so that I can make his eyes. And I lower my flame because if I don't, this white stringer is just going to melt and blob, and I don't have as much control. So I have to do this quickly. I'm going to give this guy really big eyes. I don't know why, I just have this idea, like he needs big eyes. So one big eye right there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. And another big eye right there. Okay, those, and you want to try and get them as even as possible. Yeah, those are pretty even. And now I'm going to turn up my gas again, my fuel, and I'm going to melt his eyes in. And I do that nice and slowly. I mean, I don't want to keep the flame right there on it, because if I get everything too hot, like I said, what's going to happen is this guy's just going to flop. That's what soft glass does. It's a flop. So I'm going to try and heat these nice and evenly. I'm going to take a sip of my water here. Okay. So now I have his eyes, and they are, I like to make the eyes partially, I don't like to make them completely flush. I like to make them pop out just a little bit. Okay, I make far too many turtles with blue eyes. This guy's got to have a different color eye. I just love the blue so much. That's the problem. All right, we're giving this guy green eyes. Green eyes. Here we go. Green eyes. You know what? I don't like that color green. We're going to do a different color green. See? This is what, I'm very unprepared, guys, but this is my life. You know, you have a plan, and sometimes it works out, but other times you just want to change it up. All right, so here, this is a very kind of like bright light green. I'm gonna, and it's a stringer, which I love for the eyes because it makes it easier to control. And I think I have just about the right amount, the same. So now I'm gonna do the same thing like I did. This is kind of the monotonous part of it, is melting it in. But I don't want to melt it in too fast. If I melt it in too fast, his eyes are gonna get bubbly. They're not gonna look how I intended them to. I keep saying, I don't want to say perfect because like I said, when you are working with glass, nothing is perfect. And if it is, I want to know your secrets because it does not work that way for me. So I'm going to melt it nice and slowly so it doesn't get all misformed. Boop-a-da-boop. And now he's starting to have some eyes, as you can see. And now, like I said when I made my other turtle, this is intense black. This is an intense black stringer, excuse me. Intense black is not a cheap color. It's very expensive, but it's well worth it if you take pride in having, you know, little black little pupils here for your critters that you're making. If you're making critters, I mean, I don't know. I like to make the critters. Now I'm going to turn up the heat. I turned it down because the stringer is so thin. I have to keep it low or else it'll just blob it and I lose control. For those of you just joining me, which, I mean, I don't know, you're probably watching this after the fact, but for those of you just joining me, I am making a galaxy turtle live on Facebook with no announcements. I didn't let anybody know that I was making a turtle, that I was going to make anything. What happened is I was in the mood to push myself today because I'm trying to grow my business. I was in the mood to push myself today and I decided I'm going to make a video. So I went to go make a video on my phone, not a live video, just a video. And what ends up happening is I make this whole video of this adorable turtle, which I'll post a picture of when it's done annealing, you know, probably either very late tonight or tomorrow. And I made this adorable little turtle, and I was talking the whole time, blah, 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 and you know what happened? It recorded like the first 3 minutes, and then I ran out of space on my phone. So I decided, you know what? I don't need space on my phone to make a live video on Facebook. So now he's got the pupils, and they look, you know, they look pretty even for the most part. Like I said, not perfect, but I feel like imperfect really does add to character. So now I'm going to use white because I'm going to make this guy like a little starry-eyed turtle. Now this is a very tedious time because I have to gently touch it. And that wasn't perfect, but I like to make 2 little dots. Took a while to learn how to do this, and you have to have a steady hand when it comes to making little details like that, that's for sure, because whew, that's like a scary moment. Now that it's done, I'm like, woohoo! So you can kind of see, I mean, that is, wait, can you see? There, you can kind of see what I got going on there. Anyways, oh, I'm looking at my phone. Hi, Maria! Hi! Oh, I cannot read exactly what you're saying, but I see turtles. I see turtles and hearts. Heart eyes and turtles, and I like it. Alright, so once I get his eyes done, or her, we haven't decided what this is, but yes, listen, you don't care. You don't have to be a he or she. You can be it, whatever. I don't discriminate. It's all love down here in the Earthy Mommy studio. Alright, so I'm just making his eyes a little, I mean, his eyes are not perfectly even, but like I said, keyword there, perfect. There is no perfect. So now I'm just going to heat up his little mouth, and I'm going to make a mouth, a little smiley face for this little cutie. Oh, that's not a big enough smile. We need more. There we go. We need more. More. Aww. And there's the little guy's face. Can you see it? Oh, he's so cute. I really want to give this one a tongue. Ugh, it's so hard to resist the tongue. But I'm not going to because I don't know what time it is and I have to go pick up my daughter from school at 2:30. So I'm gonna get this turtle back up to temp while I'm heating up the blue glass that I used for his head, which will be his limbs, or her, or it. You know what would be cool? Oh, maybe you guys can help me name it. If nobody comments on a name to help me name this guy, then I'll just have to come up with one on my own. But maybe somebody will comment, because I'm pretty open to names. You know, if it suits them. There's many names I've turned down, but I feel like if it suits them, if it connects with, you know, what I'm trying to do, then hey, let's name it. All right, so now I'm gonna put his little. I'm very careful not to touch this stainless steel mandrel, or this chopstick I should say, because I do not want that little turtle getting messed up. Oh, see, oh yeah, we had a breakage. I told you this color is prone to breakage. So now I'm just gonna heat that up, because that is a little bit too much. I don't want that much for the limb, but I'm gonna heat it up the best I can. Get the excess off. Get it out of there. All right, go away. We don't like you. All right, I'm gonna try to heat this up as slowly but as quickly as possible, if that makes sense. You can tell there must have been some tape or something on this. There we go. All right, so I don't know if that's the right size, but that looks about the same size. And if I was making a sea turtle, which maybe I'll do another time. Sea turtles are a little bit more involved. They're similar to this, but their shells are different. Not all the time, but most of the time I make their shells differently. And their fins require more detailed work in making them look like a sea turtle fin, which I think is the proper term, right? Is it a fin? No, what was it called? Oh, I just had the word. A flipper. A flipper. A sea turtle flipper, that's what it is. Alright, there we go. We got a little tail there. This guy got a little nubby nub. Okay. I'm going to heat this up. Heat this guy up. Get him up to temperature again. Get him going here. And while I'm doing that, I'm just gently heating up my punty is what it's called. It's just a piece of clear glass, one of the nubs, because I'm going to take this guy off of his chopstick. I do want to get that, oh, see that heated up a little too fast, and now it has a burn, and I don't like that at all. And because this is a Facebook Live video, we're going to take that off. So if you don't like something, you take it off. There we go, bam. How's that? And now I'm going to heat this up a little more. See if I can get a little more, let's see, a little more volume on this leg here. Okay. Normally it does not take this long. But, you gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, you know what? He's got a small leg now. So I gotta add more to it. Okay, I think that should do it. That should be good. Sorry about that. Alright, so now I want to make sure this is, I'm going to put that just as I can in the center. I'm going to pull away, and now I'm going to heat the base, his little bottom of his shell, the base of the turtle up. And essentially I'm going to get him off of the stainless steel chopstick. Yay, he's free! And that hole sealed itself up. Yay, winning! So now I'm going to heat up his little legs, because I'm going to put him on the marber and make it so that he can stand. Oh yeah, this guy's a cutie. That's a cutie. Okay, so those are all looking pretty good. Here's my marber here. You know what? That looks good. Wow, that was easy. Okay, so now I have my quizzes. I'm heating them up because if I were just to take the tweezers as they were sitting on my cold table and put them onto this cute little guy, you know what would happen is he would crack and I would be sad. I would be very sad, and that would not make for a happy turtle or a happy angel. So now I'm heating up the tweezers so that I can safely grab his leg. And I don't want it too hot, but I don't want it too cold, because if I make it too hot, it's going to leave an imprint. Alright, so this doesn't work all the time. So the punty now, instead of coming off easily, for it's like a cold seal, it's stuck on there because I think I put it on too hot. So I'm going to try again. Nope, not working. Alright, I got it. I got it off, but it left a little bit of a nub. So I have to flame work that if I can get it smooth. So I'm just going to heat that up real quick. I can't have the turtle touching the tweezers too long. Alright, that looks good. Alright, now this little guy is going into the kiln, which you cannot see, but he's in there with his friends. Bam. Okay. So, here we go. That was another little turtle, a galaxy turtle. And I am so appreciative of you checking out what I'm doing. It's very exciting, actually. I thought I'd be like super nervous. Look at my bag. But no, it wasn't. It was like, hey, this is fun. Hey, look, there's 3 people watching me. I have viewers. This is so cool. Anyways, comment below. Oh, Milo, done. Maria said Milo. This was my first time watching anything like this. I'm so amazed. Oh, I'm so happy that this is very cool. Thank you for watching, Maria. I really appreciate it. Oh, it's so cool. Oh, someone's watching from Texas. Oh, wow. Wow, that's so exciting. Well, thank you guys so much. Maybe I'll have a little bit more warning the next time. Yay, we named him Milo. So that little guy, that little galaxy turtle that you just saw me make, his name is Milo. Maria Lydia McCrite Scusen? I don't know, something like that. Named him. So thank you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And maybe I'll even have time for like one more short video. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.